We're on the record in the court's arraignment docket, which was set for 9 a.m. this morning on today's date of um, February the 9th of 2021. In this county court at law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Let's see. We're on the record in cause number 286594, the state of Texas versus Eric Scott. I have a note here saying that Mr. Scott is still in Louisiana jail. Madam Prosecutor,
I don't know where the information for that came from. I searched as many jail records as I could for Louisiana this morning and didn't see where he was in custody at. So I'm not sure that he is in custody. I know at one time he was in custody with the Calcasieu Parish jail,
okay.
but I don't show that he's currently there.
Okay, let's do this here.
Okay, that came from previous ADA Pam.
Yeah.
Right, I saw that. She didn't make notes to the file as to what jail or anything, and as many as I could search this morning, I didn't find him in custody at any of those.
Okay, so, Eric Scott was scheduled to be in court for the court's arraignment on this morning at 9 a.m. His name was called at about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. Eric Scott did not answer, and since we've been in session, Eric Scott has not appeared in the courtroom. The time is now 11:38 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Eric Scott?
Eric Scott. No response on that.
Okay, Eric Scott's name was called by the court's bailiff just now. He did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Scott an opportunity to appear in court, and he has not appeared in court. Therefore, his bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. Mr. Scott's bond will be forfeited, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. Rolando Agitas, I may not be pronouncing that right. Agitas, Mr. Rolando Agitas, in cause number 300040, was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket at 9 o'clock. His name was called at about 9 o'clock by the court's bailiff. He did not answer, and has not appeared in court since we've been in session. The time is 11:39 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Rolando Agitas?
Orlando Agitas. No response, Your Honor.
Okay. The court's bailiff just called the name of Mr. Rolando Agitas again at the court's house door. He has not answered. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Agitas an opportunity to appear in court. Therefore, his bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. Mr. Agitas' bonds will be forfeited in cause number 300040, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. We're on the record in cause number 318704, the state of Texas versus John Smith. Mr. Smith was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket at 9 a.m. His name was called at about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. He did not answer. He has not appeared in court during the session since the court's been in session. The time is 11:40 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of John Smith?
John Smith. No response, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith's name was just called again by the court's bailiff at 11:40 a.m. Mr. Smith again did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Smith an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. Therefore, his bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. And Melanie had to get off. I don't know if she needed to be on for these.
Okay, no, well, she could get our record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, no objections. Mr. John Smith's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. We're on the record in two cases. First case is cause number 322288, and the second case is cause number 327080. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Shannon Richard or Shannon Richard. Mr. Richard or Mr. Richard was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's arraignment docket. His name was called at about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. He did not answer. He has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. The time is 11:42 a.m. on today's day. Mr. Bailiff, will you please call the name of Shannon Richard or Shannon Richard at the courthouse door?
Shannon Richard, Shannon Richard. No response, Your Honor.
Court's bailiff just called the name of Shannon Richard or Shannon Richard at the courthouse door, and there was no answer. Mr. Richard was given, or Mr. Richard or Mr. Richard was given a reasonable time to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. Therefore, his bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
So Mr. Shannon Richard or Shannon Richards bonds will be forfeited in cause number 322288 and cause number 327080. And a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. We're on the record in clause number 323630, the state of Texas versus Garrick Simmons. Mr. Simmons was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket at 9 a.m. His name was called at about 9 a.m. He did not answer. The court has been in session, and the time, since the court's been in session, he has not appeared in court. The time is 11:43 a.m. on today's day. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Garrick Simmons at the courthouse door?
Garrett Simmons. No response, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons' name was called at the courthouse door by the bailiff. Mr. Simmons again did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Simmons an opportunity to appear in court. Therefore, his bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. Mr. Garrick Simmons' bond will be forfeited in clause number 323630, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. We're on the record in clause number 323674, the state of Texas versus Heather Lopez. Ms. Lopez was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket at 9 a.m. Her name was called at about 9 a.m. She did not appear, and she has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. The time is 11:45 a.m. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Heather Lopez?
Heather Lopez. No response, Your Honor.
Heather Lopez name was called at the courthouse door again, and she did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Lopez an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. Therefore, her bond will be forfeited. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. Heather Lopez bond shall be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for arrest in clause number 323674. We're on the record in clause number 327868, The the case is styled the state of Texas versus Rebecca Etchman. Rebecca Etchman was scheduled to be in court at 9 a.m. this morning for the court's arraignment docket. Her name was called at about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. She did not answer. The court has been in session and the time is 11:46 a.m. and Ms. Etchman has not appeared in court. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Rebecca Etchman?
Rebecca Etchman. No response, Your Honor.
Rebecca Etchman's name was again called at the courthouse door. She did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Etchman an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. Therefore, her bond will be forfeited. State, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. Ms. Rebecca Etchman's bond will be forfeited and cause number 327868, and a warrant shall be issued for her arrest. We're on the record in cause number 328154, the state of Texas versus Markel Freelo. Mr. Freelo was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket at 9 a.m. His name was called at or about 9 a.m. and he did not answer after the bailiff called his name. He has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. The time is 11:48 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Markel Freelo?
Markel Freelo. No response, Your Honor.
Mr. Markel Freelo's name was again called by the bailiff. He did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Freelo an opportunity to appear in court. A warrant, well, his bond shall be forfeited. State, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. Mr. Freelo's bond will be, Markel Freelo's bond will be forfeited in cause number 328154, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. And this will conclude the calling of the court's arraignment docket. Okay, now we're back on the record in cause number 327650, State of Texas versus Nathaniel Darbone. Mr. Darbone. Okay, Mr. Darbone, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Darbone, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Darbone, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Darbone?
I'm okay.
That's good. Mr. Darbone, you have before you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will go over this document with you. Following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant there named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and a test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, subsection A2, and subsection C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, condition number 4 does not apply, so therefore, that only applies in the case when you have a DWI case. You don't have a DWI case. Okay, so with that being said, I think you have received your
Yes, sir.
appointment of counsel
Yes, sir.
and your reset. You're free to go.